It's just that when we get together, bad things happen and people get hurt.
Yeah, that's the point. It's funny.
Child, not the violence already on night one, y'all. It's night one. We barely got in. Jesus. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another round. I am your host, Jay. Child, you never ever met me. We about to be love after lockup in a minute, y'all. I don't know what the hell is happening. Woo! Oh, Jesus. Okay, we here with season 1, episode 1, baby. I'm glad y'all are in the building with me to see this chaos because I thought I was alone in this. All right. I got my girl with me, El Cid. And child, we about to get into it today. Okay, baby. Thank you. Thank you all for being here with us. We are on our quick cap Friday. So y'all know how we like to do. Have a little kiki, maybe a drink or two, fill up your cups with some good advice, bad advice, some advice that we should have taken ourselves. We just never know what type of stuff we have. It's a regular bar happy hour time. Okay, this is our happy hour, and child, we're gonna try to keep it down to about an hour and a half. We're gonna try to keep it to an hour and a half. Okay, happy hour is from now until we end this live. All right, y'all. So hope y'all got y'all cups ready because we are ready to get into this. We are here with On's brand new show, Never Ever Met. If you are new here, please do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, okay? I had to give a moment to silence because I don't know. Ooh. And hey, if you already, some of y'all already know what to do. Y'all know what to do. If y'all are regulars here, you're a regular to the bar. If you are a subscriber to the channel, if you're a member to the channel, you got your shot glasses, baby. I'm gonna give y'all some more barcodes, okay? Hey, yes, please hit the like like he said, okay? Please do that for us. Do that. Let me get up in here. Adrian, AR, girl, I heard you got something popping, so I need the info. Let me know so I can come support you, mama. Okay. Baby, the ghetto. Okay. And of course, it has to be filmed out here where I reside, where the money resides. Okay. It's out here in LA. Child. Here we go. Anyways, we are up in here. We're going to go ahead and get into this show, child. We're going to make it do what it do. We're going to make it do what it do. Child, may the gods be with us. Hey, Elsie, how you feeling today, girl? How's life treating you?
Hey, life is treating me well. I had a long day of work, but this this has certainly spiced up the evening in a way that I was not expecting.
Child, I was gonna send you a Shirley Temple, but that ain't gonna be strong enough. That's not gonna be strong enough of a mocktail for you, okay? We're gonna have to make you a mojito. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put some stuff in there. We gotta spice you up a little bit. Jesus. I'm going to give you a ginger shot at this point, baby. Detox this.
I don't think a detox is gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. Woo.
This show's with the already.
So I think we need to explain it for the people who may not even know it existed.
Okay. So OWN has decided to do something of their own particular mashup of Love is Blind, and I'm going to say maths, but we're not going down the aisle quite yet. It's just that we are been online dating for a period of time, and now for the first time, we get to be in each other's presence in real life, real time. However, I'm not gonna hold you. If this is the first time I am meeting you, and we've been talking all this time, building up some type of stuff, I don't want to meet you with a whole bunch of other people. I'm just gonna keep it real. Oh, not my camera going crazy again. Lord Jesus. Okay, my camera don't even want to deal with the foolery. All right, I guess I'll be off cam for a while. Anyways, I'm not really trying to meet you with a bunch of people, okay? I've had these experiences when I was in college, and of course, in college, you talking to somebody from another college, and you be building up these connections, and you want to see each other, and in college, you Listen, I was not a saint, though my last name says I was. I was not a saint in college. So if I'm trying to meet you after I've been talking to you for so long and I got all my anticipations up, ain't no way I'm trying to meet you with all these people involved. But here's that. You get the free perks of coming to LA and finally meeting your person on somebody else's dime. So I guess it works. We have some couples as been talking to each other as long as 12 years and some as short as 3 months.
Pardon me.
12 years of Lord jeez.
A slave to technology. You could say it. A slave to technology.
Baby, I can kind of get the ones that's probably been at least 3 years. You might have met during the pandemics of it all or whatever. To be honest with you, after the pandemic opened up the world, I would have been trying to see you. However, 12 years, that's a long time for me just to be. We might as well establish our relationship as friends. I'm just gonna keep it real. We might as well just establish it as friends at this point. That's just my opinion. I don't know if I could. I've met friends quicker. Else I'll probably meet you faster than these people met each other.
Don't tell them that we've never ever met. You can't tell them that.
I mean, I've met you faster than you these people, okay? Yeah, Kiki, we be friends with benefits because I still got to get a little bit of that anxiety about me. But I'm not looking for a real relationship. And to be honest with you, I'm going to fast forward through a little bit of this. You had a baby within this 12 years.
Ooh.
We are friends. We are friends, baby. Clearly your partying ain't stopped because you met me, and I'm not expecting mine to either. I'm hoping hers didn't, but if she want to tell us that she ain't did nothing for 12 years, I'm a believer. I'm gonna let her have it. I'm gonna let her say what she say. I'm not gonna catch her on her lies. Anywho, any first thoughts? Hellsit?
First thoughts is that some of these people have really strong constitutions, because I couldn't go 12 years being exclusive to a phantom partner. And by phantom, I mean you're not in my presence. You're somewhere over there. I couldn't do it. We could be friendly. You could be an international player on my roster, or out of state player on my roster, but I can't be exclusive to you, and we never ever met. Oh my word. I couldn't do it. That's some strong, people on their knees praying, I'm sure, because I couldn't do it.
Well, clearly he wasn't. Clearly he wasn't in this case. The 12 years, the 3 months I can get. The 3 months I can get. I can even get up to the 10 months.
Okay.
I can get up to the 10 months. That's me sitting here saying, I'm really not. I'm tired of these Negroes around me or whatnot. And, I put more trust in you. But when we start talking about years on top of years, child, y'all better than me, baby. Because the only way I'm doing that is I decided I'm going to be a nun, and I gave up a vow of celibacy for the rest of my days on this earth. And so therefore I need a pen pal, because that's really all you are. Or I'm in prison.
There's that too. There's that too.
If I'm in prison, then it is what it is. But if you in prison,
we'll get to that.
I'm a bad pen pal. Technology might help. technology these days might help, okay? But if I gotta snail mail you a letter, it ain't gonna work. Hey Sean, I see you. Come on up, brother. Oh, did you make it through the episode, my brother?
Oh,
Not everybody having the same reaction.
I'm stressed out. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it.
Oh,
I,
not you sound like Kojo.
I did it for you, Elsid, because I talked to Jay earlier, and she said you were interested. So I was like, all right, let me just sit down and watch this. And I'm just traumatized. I'm sorry. I have been traumatized.
So that means I can't roast you?
Oh, you can have a good old time.
Okay. Let me know your boundaries.
I mean,
No,
wait, I need to ask you define roast though, because I don't know.
We'll get to there. We'll get to there. I'll be gentle.
I have one quick question for you both to start off. Um, how do I preface this question? Because I don't know. Like I said, I'm already in a space where I don't really want to meet you with a whole bunch of people. Now I got to live in a house with a bunch of strangers and you, and I'm just meeting you. I don't know. Can you guys see yourself in a space a long period of time with somebody? Granted, you've been talking for a while, but how would you want your first encounter? Let's say it like this. How would you want your first encounter with somebody you've been virtually dating to go?
You want to go first, Elsid, or you want me to go first?
I will go first, but I would preface it by asking the panel if anyone has virtually dated or, online dated.
I told you I have in college. I haven't done it as like outside of college, but in college days, yeah.
Sean?
I mean, maybe like met people through IG, but never like. I mean, I've done it, but I've never like. I just have to preface it like I have an online dating profile, but I don't actively use it, and I've never been on a date with somebody I met online, like through an online dating site. But I have met a woman that I have talked to through Instagram, if that makes sense.
Okay. How long did you wait to meet her in person?
I think it was months because of the distance.
Okay. Okay. So I'll answer my own question. While between husbands, I was dating online. I had dating profiles, and I met my current husband online dating. And we waited about a week of talking on the phone, video chat, before we met in person. So I really can't understand the whole 3, 4, 6, 9, 12 months, 12 years of waiting to meet someone and carrying on an exclusive relationship, even with distance. I just don't understand it.
Hmm. I the thing is when I've done it, and a lot of times, like if I had a dating profile one time too, but of course I'm dating local, so I'm going to see you or whatnot. The time that I've had a long distance, which was in, like I say, in college, and maybe one other that I had, but I've met this person in person before. So we just happen to live in two different states. We met them in a neutral spot, but we lived in two different states. But when I've had a long distance relationship, even still, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't look at it as totally being exclusive. You know what I'm saying? It's you live there, I live here. I'm not putting those boundaries on you because then I feel like I'm asking a lot of you to be faithful to me, and I can't really put eyes on you to trust that. Like, I have trust issues anyway, so it's like I don't want to put no extra pressure on myself on you being here and present, and pictures coming up like you having a good time, and I got to question who these people. I didn't want to do all that, so I keep it light and friendly in the long distance relationships and the ones that I had. But yeah, I don't know. The exclusive part is what catches me on this.
See, I wouldn't know
Now,
you having a good time because I'm not having a good time.
yeah, these people aren't dating exclusively. That's just they just want to talk for the camera. Like that must be a production thing. I even just ignored that, like, because I'm so used to reviewing these shows that I don't even pay it any attention when they put in things that just don't make any sense. These people have never physically met each other, and they're in these long distance relationships. Yeah, I'm not. It's not true. Old boy that's 12. They've been together with the girl that's 12 years old. Um, he has a 13-year-old and a 2 or 3-year-old, so
Mhm.
we know, and he told us. It's not even like it's a secret that came out online. He said it, so they both know that there's no exclusivity in that. Come on, they're just they're not exclusive. I'm not even paying that any attention.
Well, there's who is this? Who's the one that keeps saying the exclusive? The one that's fighting at the end.
Yeah,
Dominique and Alexis,
they're
Yeah.
exclusively delusional. Yeah, they're
6 months.
exclusively delusional, and it's just not realistic. You can't be in an exclusive relationship with someone that you haven't even met before. You don't know anything about them. He's still unsure about her body. He's still figuring out if he likes her. Like you're in an exclusive relationship with somebody that you don't even have a connection with just yet, other than talking to them on the phone. It's silly. People are just talking and seeing how they get to tussling and fussing. It's definitely not exclusive.
Well, I
That's what
don't
I
like.
wanted. Oh, sorry.
You
Go
go,
ahead.
no, go to LC because I know where you're going. Go ahead.
Because that's what I wanted to roast you on, Sean. And I'd roast Kojo too if he was on here. Because I've heard the narrative before that, men are very clear cut. They know what they want. And, attraction isn't going to grow. But here comes Dominique saying he going to work on it. Any words? Any thoughts?
He was just trying to figure out if he wanted to smash or not. So I don't. He's not growing in attraction, and again, I think, or maybe he is. Who knows? I'm not even going to speak for him because at this point, his behavior is very unhinged. Uh, I would say what I saw from that is he's trying to assess if he likes what he sees, if there's a real vibe. Maybe if he's overestimating. It's the catfish element of it all too, like, her poses and things online. Is that measuring up to what he truly sees? He's like, maybe, and if so, maybe I can hit this. But he don't want to be with this girl. He's looking for every reason not to be with her. Um, because that hoochie daddy short conversation went from 0 to 100 unnecessarily very quickly.
Well, I'm curious to see what her profile looks like and what pictures he's seeing, because I'm like, what's wrong with her body?
They showed her profile pictures on the show.
Yeah, but I'm just like, what's wrong with what? I'm not understanding what's wrong with the body.
It looked more voluptuous and curvy, and I mean, I hate this, and this is another reason why I just don't want to talk about it too much. But her about this, from a guy looking at it, I could see the difference. It's not like she has a bad body, but you could see she has enhancements.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell that or whatnot. You sorry, El said when the thighs and the ratio don't match. It does stand out a little bit more or whatnot. But it's just like, bro, if you want a more natural body, you probably should have said that or whatnot. And you got to understand, sometimes camera does add on some pounds. Especially if you're not getting full body pictures, you got to get them full body pics to really see some stuff. So I don't know. And then y'all been virtually talking. How you not seeing it through the virtual it's not like y'all don't have video phone these days. Like when I was in college, we didn't have video phone, so we couldn't really do all that. But you
Jay,
got video phone.
these
Preach,
women be
Jay.
working. They be working angles. I'm sorry. And I see it too, which is another reason I just don't like online. I don't like online dating. You know, people with these women, they know how to work angles, and they position their body a certain way. They toot the butt one way. They
That's in
arch
a
the back.
picture though, Sean. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
but
in the
this
video.
is well, first of all, and when you're in the video, she's not like she may stand at an angle. You know, like you ever see Kendra G's show, they'll like stand to do a little blah blah blah, but she's not doing that the whole time. You know what I mean? And certain
God, I know
things,
they doing a lot more in that video than just standing at some
I,
angles.
I'm guessing they weren't because he didn't get to see. And certain things, once you see in person, you see in person. It's just like if you watch explicit videos, right? It's
Hmm.
one thing on the video, but then in reality, when you have in the real experience, it is slightly different and things look slightly different because you know what to do to make yourself look a particular way.
Now, this is where I agree for us women that get catfish because our imagination be grander than what y'all packages be. That's where the catfish come in for us. Y'all be talking us up and then
Hey, listen,
the next time.
it cuts both ways. You know, it
You
cuts
mean
both
the
ways.
sock drawer of it all?
Hey,
Right.
I'm not gonna hold you, but I can definitely understand. You know, look, it's not to say he's some magnificent prize himself, but I think that at the end of the day, I can understand how there was a difference from what he saw video, FaceTime on and video and pictures versus what she looks like in person. There's a difference,
That's the
especially
two
when you've had
scary.
enhancements.
Yeah, that's the two scariest things right there is the height and that hat fish. Child, when they always in a hat and they take that thing off, that'd be the scariest two things ever.
I don't care about the hairline.
Nah, some of them would be having that Neo effect, and it just be like, you know what?
The hairline look the same in the dark. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Okay.
thank you. We appreciate you, Elsick. And
Elsit is
oh
one of them.
boy.
Elsit is one of them women that grows in attractions.
No, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna need a dark, dark.
Not I'm gonna need a dark, dark.
Oh Lord, you got to have a strong self-esteem messing around with El Cid.
Yes.
But the other dude, the woman said he looked six something, and I was like, he didn't look over 6 feet, but maybe she's really tall as well.
Or maybe
Yeah,
he's using his angles in the camera.
Well, but she herself said that he was tall. She's like, oh, I'm glad because she made it a point to say, oh, as long as he's 6'5", I'm happy because he said he's 6'5", but when they stood like next to each other he didn't seem like he was 6'5", unless I'm saying she's
I thought
really
she said
tall.
6'2".
Well, 6'2", yeah,
Yeah, and
whatever.
then
Yeah,
she have her heels on, so I'm giving her 5'11". She look like about me.
well, maybe she's a tall
Hmm.
woman then, because you
Hmm.
can't. That's another thing you can't read because you don't know. But
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
aren't we
there's
doing that? Why aren't we telling you stand next to the door in your house? You know what the size of a standard door is?
hmm,
well, there you could do that.
yeah. There's different things. Yeah, it was 6'2", and he was about 6'2", because that's why I was like, she got her heels on. I'm gonna give her about 5'11", because she looked about the same height I am with heels on to a guy 6'2". So 6'5", it'd have been a little room. 6'8" is, oh God, it's beautiful.
All right, good. Goodbye.
Height is something he cannot control.
He can't control it, baby, and neither can Chris.
Who's Chris?
Sandia's person, because
The
she
guy
said
who
he's
looks
shorter.
Oh, they're both weird,
The
oh
one
he
that put her in the
and they're
helicopter.
definitely not exclusive because he's
Oh, he
talking
definitely
wild.
not.
all the
Child,
women want me. I attract them.
exclusive is not in his category at all, because he
This
was like, we are not in a relationship. I get mad. He sound like LeBron. I get bitches. I got bitches. They bitches everywhere. Like, I was like, oh my God, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one thing and one thing only, but the name of the show matches the people. I'm sorry, because I didn't understand the title, and now I understand why the title is when I see the folks on here. I'm sorry.
New title gonna be "I Wish We Never Ever Met."
Right.
No, no, it's perfect because just the grammar and just not making no sense. Because these folks this could be on Zeus Network. I apologize, but it should be on Zeus.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna just
It's
go quickly through the couples and their names. Um, there's Shay and Josh. They're the ones that's been together the 12 years that we were talking about. Josh has the two kids, and she says they live in two different states and have two different likes. So I'm like, yeah, y'all should just go ahead and go two different ways with that one because it's not making no daggone sense at this point. Like y'all don't even have interest. You
Tennessee and
have
Miami.
yeah. You have Joanna, aka Jody, and Aaron H. No, F. What was him? M. Aaron something. A. Ron. They met on social media, and she says that he is very supportive. This was my short, brief thing. Sienna and Brandon, they've been together for 10 months. Brandon is a father of small children, and Sienna said she had lost her mother early. So we're going to see some stuff there. Sandia and Chris, they've been together for 3 months, and Chris is the one who is clearly not together at all. So sound like they just met, according to him. He's out here in these streets, and she already got some dislikes from him because he likes to be in a club and flirts too much. So I'm like, why continue to waste your time, sweetheart? That's not changing. Alexis and Dominique, they've been together 6 months and they look like they are ready to go to jail together at this point right now by the end of this episode. She said he makes her feel secure and she wants to meet her husband, but he got a temper and she don't want no more kids and they both have them, but he wants more kids. He clearly does have a temper.
Mm.
And we're going to see more of that. And then we have Diamond and Aaron H. They've been together 5 years, but Aaron has hurt her in the past. And we find out during the episode that he was out here trying to be engaged to somebody else. So I was like, okay. And Millie and Greg, they've been together for 3 years. They both live in LA. This is the tall couple, but never met. Scared to lose him, and she's scared to lose him as a friend. And part of the reason they never met is because he has some insecurities. Okay. Now
Is that what he's going with?
Well, that's kind of something he says later on. His insecurities preventing him from meeting in LA. They on the other. Listen, I understand on the other side of the mountain, but baby, I don't know how far he on the other side of the mountain. But really, it's only a 30-minute ride at the most. I mean, obviously, somebody don't have a car, don't like traffic, or I don't know what the issue is. But I don't know how I'm living in LA. I've been talking to you for 3 years.
3 years.
3 years, and I ain't never ever met you. Oh, okay. I know we met each other.
We talked about that LA traffic, and I have my aunt and cousin that just moved. Now that traffic, it could be an hour to get 20 minutes because it could just something that's usually
But
20 minutes away. That traffic is
that's
crazy.
during the weekday. There's days that that traffic ain't nothing, baby. So unless you're telling me one of them lives in the England Empire and the other one lives in Santa Ana and we just claim in LA, that's a whole different story.
Now I seen the way you drive, Jay, and I've been on the phone with you when you drive. So you
Well,
drive like a New Yorker. So
thank you.
you be bobbing and weaving and get out my way. What you
YOLO.
do? So you
Is,
you
is
can
there another way
navigate.
to drive?
You can navigate LA.
Is there another way to drive?
I mean, there is, but she just moves. She's gonna clip at least 20 minutes off of an average
Heck
commute.
yeah, you're in LA. You're on the freeway. What are you doing?
I
Now,
told
LA
El
and
Cid, that
Texas.
freeway is nuts. I've attested to that
I
myself.
have driven on the freeway several times when I'm in Cali. I've done it.
Okay,
Rancho
all right.
Cucamonga all the way to LA. I have
exactly.
blazed. I
And
have
I'm just
blazed
gonna
through
tell
there.
you, if you ever
Are
watch
you
Clueless,
blazing? Are you blazing or you driving? Which one you doing? Because that's also legal there.
No, 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 no. Do not blaze like that. What I'm
Because that can
saying,
make the trip seem shorter, you know?
no, my tires are screeching. My
It
tires are the
depends
only
on
thing
what some of this
smoking.
traffic might make you pissed off and lose your lose your blaze. but, but listen, if you watch Clueless, the dad told y'all everything in LA take 15 minutes. I don't know where he was going to do at LA, but
Beverly
yeah.
Hills, from Beverly Hills to
Man, no, Beverly Hills is the worst.
West
That's what's going to
Hollywood.
take you an hour to get one from one street to Beverly Hills to the other. That's like driving down Vegas Boulevard, baby. Beverly Hills is something else. Whew. Now
The
that's
other
where all the
great place
traffic
to drive
resides.
is the other great place to drive is in Texas. Texas, those highways are really good. Speed limits are quite high.
They're high, but that Dallas traffic,
Dallas. Yeah, no.
whew, oh
And
my
don't miss your
God.
turn and take
Those
a wrong loop.
loops, those
Yeah,
jug
don't take the
handles.
wrong loops.
Oh.
Because you'll be in a whole nother state before you realize you got
You've been Oklahoma, literally in Oklahoma. You're like, what? How am I driving into a tornado now?
right.
Oh, come on.
God damn it.
Dang. I never had that issue in Dallas or Houston or
Because
San
you pay attention.
Antonio.
You must have some type of driving privileges where you're immune to traffic because I've had bad experiences in all those places. Whew. And
Child.
LA, I heard, is even worse since I've been there.
It just depends on the day and the hour, because
Hmm.
it's certain hours of the day that you already know you just gonna get traffic. The hours just increase because it used to be like maybe from 3 to 4, 3 to 5. Now it's kind of like 3 to 7. So,
So,
and then when the school is in the morning time, there's a period where it's gonna be just traffic during the morning. But other than that, if you know your back streets, your way around here and there, you good. You good. Take waves. Use waves. Waves take you all the back streets.
so
If you
we're
use Google.
believing it. We're
I love some
believing.
ways. Well, no, he's awkward, so I definitely I can buy it because he does seem a little, like he might have something to him. So
Yeah, like
Okay.
he said, his own insecurities kept preventing him or whatever. So it's given he's been calling it off for so long. And child, you called it off on me one too many times. I'm gonna call the whole thing off. So I don't know how she stayed through it.
Maybe it's the booty shorts.
It could be, or she just she's realized it's a lot of other weirdos out here, and she rather stick with the one she know.
and it's
Mm.
hoochie daddy shorts, El said. It's not wearing booty shorts, no. Oh, Jay, I wanted to answer your question. I thought that was
Hmm.
a good one about meeting. Me personally, I wouldn't mind meeting somebody for the first time in a group setting. Maybe not with all these w- weirdos. Sorry. But I wouldn't mind being in a group setting. If it was mutual friends, like if you brought, maybe if you have a friend that's a couple and then I could bring a friend that's a couple and then we kind of meet in a group thing, I would like that because it takes the awkwardness off of
Hmm.
meeting somebody in person. Because I did meet somebody that I've never seen in person before too. Like it was like a blind date. I've done that and I wish somebody else was there because it was definitely a blind date that was blind, you know.
Well, in that instance, a small group, yes, but I don't want to be stuck in a house, particularly with a whole bunch of other people. And then I'm kind of with I didn't like Diamond's attitude, but I'm kind of like with her is like why we can't have our own little separate little spaces? Why do you have us all in this dormitory type thing? This house it looks pretty big, like it's reasonable to accommodate, a nice living, maybe two of us in a room or something like that or whatever. But all seven of us in this one room, child, this is part of the reason I dropped out of modeling. Like, oh no, no, no.
And the men are split up into different rooms.
Yeah.
Finally, we get some respect, not like Summer House. But yeah, no, I don't like bunk beds. I don't like, you know, I need my own room at this point in life. So I can't stand this real world type of rooming situations. at grown ages. You know, when you're 21 and you're in college, I get it, you know, or younger than that. But after that, I need my own room, preferably with my own bathroom. Sorry.
Are we
Mhm.
divifying it, Sean? Sean demands. His retainer says he needs
Look,
his own
Jay
bedroom and
will
own
tell you when
bathroom.
we Airbnb'd it, it was they just got tired of me. So they were like, all right, Sean, you find it, like just give us the options and then we'll just agree.
Dang,
'Cause
Sean.
they were
Oh
sick of
yeah.
me after a while. Y-
Dang. The
Yeah, no, I don't
demands of it all.
no, I don't share. I don't share a bathroom, preferably, you know.
I understand the only child thing, but I don't mind.
No, I like my privacy.
Then
And
Sean ended up with the room with the two beds in it.
I sure did. And somehow one of them got broken. How did that happen?
They were broke before we got there. That ain't
At least I had options, right?
right. That's why they put the other bed in there because they knew
Exactly.
what was broke. They ain't sleep.
Ooh, child.
Listen, I have my own quarters, so I ain't even trying to even
She
trying to
had her
argue.
whole, yep. See, listen, and I'm not selfish in that capacity. The house I chose, everybody had their own space. Jay had her own little damn near studio apartment downstairs.
Thank you, feel good. Feel good said he with you, Sean. He ain't sharing nothing. He want his own everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't no shared space. Listen, we only share the kitchen. That's it.
Yep. Now, with my like closest friends of like 10 or 15 years, perhaps if we go on a group trip and somebody has to share a room, then, okay, you
That's
know.
only because the other rooms are flooded, right, Sean?
Or like we just don't have a choice, like, or it's just maybe it makes the most economical sense, or but it ain't gonna be like three, four, five, or I'm sharing just a room with somebody that I don't like. No. I just like I like my space. I had a roommate in college for 1 year, freshman year, and that's because I had no option. Because the policy was if you stayed on campus as a freshman, you had to have a roommate. After that,
Mhm.
bye bye. My roommate was like, "Wait, you didn't select the same room?" I was like, "Did I ever tell you I was doing that? did we ever did we ever have that discussion?" He was
We
like,
are
"But I
not in a
selected this
relationship.
room." I was like, "And I didn't." So I'm not sure why who told you to do that. He was so confused.
So
Well, I
wrong.
understand with the bathroom because apparently they left us some that Josh and Shay gonna shower together.
Child, I hope they got their own bathrooms too, child. Listen, I don't need you running up all the hot water because y'all in there just doing nothing but not showering. So, yeah. I got another question. Out of these first dates, which ones would have been your top? Say maybe your top two.
Top date or top person?
No, top two, like events, things to do.
Okay.
Just out of the stuff that there was. So there was a cooking class, there was a yoga, there was a few charcuterie boards, there was a helicopter, there was a Santa Monica pier, and there was a lake date, which I know where that's at. I'm not gonna give it away, but if you in LA, you know. Which of these dates would y'all be interested in doing?
Definitely the pasta cooking date and
Hmm.
definitely the Santa Monica Pier. Got to
Yeah,
be an activity. I can't just sit there and look at you or, correct you on your salsa dancing.
cool job.
Yeah, that was hella awkward. And I mean, I just he's he's interesting, and I'll just leave it there. But yeah, I'm not sure, but I think she did the best because she helped him out. I love how he planned the salsa date, but meanwhile he hadn't been dancing. He hadn't danced salsa in years.
Hmm.
So I'm like,
Don't forget
bro,
the question, Sean.
which question? What happened?
Which date would you prefer? Which dates are your top?
Um, I like the Santa Monica Pier, although I don't do that roller coaster looked tame, so I could have managed that, but I
Yeah,
don't do.
it's a kid's roller coaster.
Yeah, I don't do wild roller coasters anymore. No, I'm past that. But yeah, I could have. I like that. I like the fact that that is on a boardwalk too. So I like that.
Hmm.
I've been on first dates like that where you walk along the pier, you listen to the ocean. I love that kind of stuff. So that would have probably been my favorite.
Yeah, I think between that one, the cooking class, and depending on who my partner is, the yoga.
Yeah,
That was
that looked good.
easy
That
though.
looked hilarious. That was. That's like,
I
what
was
was
like, he
he
keeps trying to
doing?
push her back down, and she like pushing it back up. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Is he mounting her? Like, what's happening here? It was a
but
little.
but the body ain't hitting it for him, right?
The body ain't
I
hitting.
think
That's
he
what I
was
was talking
trying to
about.
he was trying to figure out where everything was placed. So he's like,
Yeah.
let me trust but verify.
I mean, the way he was pushing her back down on the yoga, I was definitely words was lining up with his actions. I was like, I don't feel like he's denying how
Yeah,
he
because it
feels.
was hella awkward, and it was like
Yeah,
he was like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's for your thighs. That's your hips. That's the booty. Okay.
And then she volunteered to sit on his lap.
She's a trip herself. I mean, I don't want to excuse his horrible
I'm gonna say
behavior
the name
because
so we don't have the audience all confused. Dominique and
Right.
Alexis, we're talking about
Oh,
with the yoga date. Okay.
is she from Brooklyn? Somebody's
wait a
from
minute.
Brooklyn.
Wait a minute. What is that supposed to mean?
I'm just trying to place her because she's
Hmm,
from Brooklyn, I
I don't
believe.
think so.
Finish getting everybody's
Somebody's
location.
from Brooklyn.
I don't
It
think it's
might be
her.
her because I think her energy, her voice and energy was giving me a bit
Yeah,
East
she's
Coast.
she's. I'm sorry, I said I know. That's your hometown and all, but I hate that they did Brooklyn like that.
She was raised out of Brooklyn.
Mm.
You
She's not
damn
Brooklyn.
sure ain't
She's not
representing
Brooklyn's
Queens.
finest. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
NYC.
Okay.
Ariadne said it in the chat. NYC. That's
You
not
gonna make it general?
necessarily Brooklyn.
You gonna make it general?
She is from Brooklyn. I don't know what Ariadne is talking about. The woman is from Brooklyn. I'm sorry.
Elsie gonna make
You gotta put her in all five boroughs at one time.
it general.
She is from Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the house.
For real,
I'm reading
the
the
yoga
chat. The
was on
chat
the
said NYC.
Yeah, NYC. They're probably not from NYC, so they don't understand that New York City it consists of five boroughs: Staten Island, the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn,
They said slow down on the
and
BK.
Manhattan.
Sean, ain't you from BK? I'm Miss J say
No,
so.
I'm not from Brooklyn. I'm from Queens.
Mm, mm.
Shout out to LL.
That's what I said. He was raised
I
out of
represent Queens. She was born out in Brooklyn.
She was
Brooklyn.
raised
like
out
Jay.
in Brooklyn.
Huh?
She was raised
He was
out in
raised
Brooklyn.
out of Brooklyn.
Yeah. And that was
Yeah,
my ex-wife because that was our story.
yeah. I did it. Few dudes from Queens couldn't do it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Oh,
Uh
oh,
Mm-mm.
oh. Was it acting like Queens? L said.
Ooh, child.
tell us the distinction.
First of all, here's the positives. Y'all really got a great sense of direction because Queens, them streets, roads, avenues don't match. The numbers don't add up. So y'all have a great sense of direction. But let's just say that y'all just a little too how can I say it? Too laid back, too hypersensitive about some foolishnesses that I think is just not necessary, but that's just my opinion.
Okay. I'll give you the driving.
That
I
was my
agree.
positive.
Not I give you the driving.
You're right about the streets. It can get complicated, because Queens is like a hybrid of Long Island and then like has the city element too. So we have numbers and then there's parts that have street names and then it's an avenue, a road, a lane. So you can easily not know where you're going if you don't know where you're going. So I understand that part of it. It is very confusing. And it has like distinct sides too. Brooklyn
Hmm.
is somewhat like that, but Queens is very, very different. Like
Yes.
people know, like they'll say Queens and then they'll think Nas, but that's a whole nother side of Queens.
That's what I
Like
said. I thought Queensbridge
Queensbridge,
was getting different.
yeah, Queensbridge is all the way. That's like Long Island City. That's at the upper end. Then there's a whole nother part of Queens that's more like residential, like where LL Cool J is from. A tribe called Quest. Like,
Right. That's closer to my side, closer to Brooklyn side.
right.
But I would more prefer Hempstead, Long Island. Yeah, you could. Yeah, those were better than dating experiences than Queens.
She said she with the Wu-Tang Clan, baby. She rather
Wu Tang is
Wu-Tang.
No,
Staten
that's
Island now.
that's
Now
Staten
that's Staten
Island.
Island.
I
That's
know
the
that's
other
that
version.
island, but she wants the other side. She don't want you laid back, brother. She want the Clan.
No, it's just they're just a little different. I would say. I would say, definitely.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into some of these dates. So we already said the most awkward date. I guess we all gonna agree is Joanne and Aaron Jay's date. Basically, that's the date with the salsa dancing and the charcuterie board and wine that the brother don't even drink and couldn't open a bottle of wine. And child, she was rolling in my eyes like crazy. I fear she gonna get tired of this man.
She already tired of this man.
Hmm.
So can we start with the dangling earrings?
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can't get with the dangle. Sorry.
Maybe he a pirate.
Okay, but both ears?
He's Johnny. He's inspired by Johnny Depp and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Maybe it's just my thing. I just don't like the dangling earrings. Sorry. But
Well,
this
it's a
is a
couple of. Go ahead. Sorry.
this is a clear case for me of stay within your lane. Stay with what you know. If you don't know how to open the wine bottle, one, you should have practiced before now. Two, just get the twist cap. Come on, stay within your lane. Stay with what you know.
Baby, because
Because
that's Stella a twist cap and it's good.
hey, or just get some sparkling cider or something, because then you can drink it with her. It's like he's trying to do so much for her, he's putting himself out of his square, and now he's looking awkward. It's feeling awkward. She feels like, dang, I got to open the bottle for me too. It's a lot. It's a lot. He should have stayed with what he's comfortable with. That way he has his confidence. That way he presents well, and we go forth. But he's trying to impress too much. Too much.
Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah. Sometimes we watch these shows and now you understand why people are on because he's you know he, he's a little strange. He's got some awkwardness to him. She's a pretty girl. What's her? I don't know their names. I'm sorry. It's probably gonna take me a little while to figure out who she.
Joanna.
Joanna. I think she's like just like a naturally pretty. I like her. She irked me with the sneakers though, but I'll give her a pass. But she's a pretty girl. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna make it. I don't think she really likes him. I don't think she really finds him like sexually attractive. But who knows? But it don't look like, in my opinion, they gonna make it.
Listen, I'm all for the E is for effort. She was giving me a little bit of Jordan vibes. Like stuff is not going to be good enough for her in a way. However, I do agree when she sat there and said it. She finally came out and said it. Hey, there's a lot of things that we like together. Why didn't you just pick something along the lines that fits us both? And like Elsa said, it would have made you a little bit more comfortable in your lane. If you don't drink, why bring alcohol? I'm okay with not drinking. I don't have, unless she says she's an alcoholic or a drunk or something like that. Clearly, she can function without. I think she can go a little while without or whatever. So it's like I understand trying to appease her and make her feel noticed and seen. However, I'm on the lines of doing things that suit us both. You know what I'm saying? Like I buy lingerie because I know I like it, but also you might like to see me in it. You know, that's why I do it or whatever. I'm gonna buy a meal that I can eat and I hope that you enjoy as well. And if we both enjoy the same thing, then I get the meal that we both enjoy. So I don't want to just do things. I don't want to be with a person and like my man don't drink and he's sitting here bringing me alcohol. Well, don't bring me no alcohol. You don't drink, baby. I want to indulge with stuff with you. This is our first meeting. I want to be able to do things with you. So if you don't drink, let's indulge in some Kool-Aid. Make me some Kool-Aid. Let me see what your Kool-Aid skills is like. Give me something else or whatever. Don't do that. And then that whole what was so awkward for me is that whole standing there just posing on the walk up. I did not understand what was happening right there. Like he was, like she said, it was getting a little telenovela. I didn't understand what he was doing. I was like, "What's happening? Are you gonna walk over to greet me? I gotta walk all the way to you. What is happening right now?" That would have, yeah, I would have been kind of teed off on that part. But outside her face, she did try to make the most of it. Her face was given, yeah, I'm tired of you, but she's trying to make the most of it. I don't know. These two have been together. It's gonna take me a while to remember all this stuff. So stay with me, people. 9 months, okay. So this is very new. This is very new. She said she was with him because he support her. So I guess we got to find the balance in that. We got to figure out ways that he feels supported too and seen too, because he's not showing up. I don't know. Go ahead, Elsie.
We can say she was over analyzing everything. She was over analyzing the dance. When did you last dance? It was hypercritical because I think she was disappointed, very disappointed in, just the presentation of it all. I think she didn't even want to be there for that setting of a date, even though her dress code said that was the setting for the date. But there's a way that your date can disappoint you and you can still have some grace. You can still say, okay, I see you remember a few of the steps. You're a little bit rusty. Maybe we can dance a little bit more every evening and get you brushed up. There's a way she can use his, shortcomings and turn it into okay, we can get there, even though she may be exiting stage left in another few episodes, but it was very, very putting him down, every which way. You mean you can't even open the wine bottle? Really? It was a lot. And I was like, she kind of was talking down to him the way you would a child. But then she is a little bit older than him. She's just a tad bit older than him, so I don't know if that plays a role for her.
But listen, the brother, you can't be showing up to things that you're not prepared to do. You only get but so many times and instances to fall short. So, like he had the salsa lesson where he was unprepared, you know, then you're gonna want to whip out a wine bottle and be fancy, and you don't even know the mechanics of opening a wine bottle. Yeah, at a certain point, you got to stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to, So,
I mean, at least, have a date where you can have somebody open the wine bottle for you or whatnot. You don't have to worry about opening it yourself. or we can go to a wine tasting where they can give you lessons or whatever. I mean, you're not going to drink, so it's going to be awkward. That's probably a bad idea. But I don't know. It was given, and I don't know her yet, so I could be wrong, but it's giving a little dictatorship on her behalf, a little masculine energy on her behalf, and the balance. I don't know. Maybe if he likes it over time, it may work out because she gives me strong independent vibe, but also she gives me I don't want to be in this space no more. I want to rest in my femininity. So that's where I think the clash is going to end up coming, is her wanting to rest behind and her submissiveness of a man, and he's not really filling that role for her. But we'll see. It's still early. We'll see how he transition into it, because it just might be those awkward first meeting jitters he got to shake out. I don't know. But yes, I feel like he's doing too much. You telling her, I've been taking salsa dancing, and you ain't did it since you was 8. Sir, no, you haven't been taking salsa dancing. Go away. Go away. Um, we was talking about, well, I'll save them for last since they ended the episode. We kind of already spoke on Greg and Millie. That's our tall couple. They seem solid for right now. We'll see how it goes. They kind of match each other's energy. Chris and Sandia's a Haitian. I seen Chris have a little accent, but I couldn't. Did you guys catch where he is possibly from or anything? Where's that? Didn't catch it.
I heard the accent, but they never said where he was from, where he hailed from. Not that I heard.
Okay. Chris is gonna be a problem. Chris is gonna be a problem, and Sandia is giving no nonsense, and she's giving that she wants a monogamous relationship. I don't know why she continues to entertain this man when you already know his biggest thing is being in the club and flirting. So he's just saying that we got a good sexting relationship. I don't know how this is gonna work between the two. What's your thoughts on these two? I'll say this: the helicopter date was nice. He does at least listen to the things that she says she wants, but that wouldn't be a first date for me. But go ahead.
Well, they seem mismatched to me. Yeah, I don't. They don't seem like they even beyond his personality. They don't like if you put those two in a lineup together. They don't. You know, they don't seem. I don't know how to. It just seems like a very odd pairing. She seems like kind of like homely, like the nice girl next door, and he's Mr. Extrovert, and I want attention, and I want to be a peacock and a show pony. It's like they don't even mesh. Like I'm trying to understand. Like maybe she got this whole other alter ego personality to her that we just don't see. But even when she was like lurking in the corner and listening to the guys talk, she was just looking like, "I'll find you." Real stage 5 clinger like.
She was not hiding. She was not hiding. She was standing right there at the island.
Well, it's called hiding in plain sight, because you can like it's like she was like lurking in the like Homer Simpson in the bushes. That she was like there. You could see him, then he edges back because she kind of like edged back once they told her to beat it. But she was kind of like there, like slinking in the background, and then she was kind of like listening. Yeah,
What
she's
what's with this false narrative? She wasn't slinking. The lady was standing in plain sight, out in the open. Just because y'all were too engrossed in Chris just talking and, flapping his gums doesn't mean she's slinking and hiding. She was out in the open eating a snack in front of all of them. I don't get
She was
the
hanging out. Maybe I need to rewatch it, but to me, she looked like she was creeping in that doorway a bit. She was hanging out right in that little doorway, you know. Wasn't like she was right there at the table where they were because it was like the end of the kitchen. So, and I'm not saying she was snooping, but it was kind of like she was like, let me hear what they're saying. And then she kind of just kept creeping this a little bit further, a little bit further. The more she heard stuff she didn't hear, And then that's when they saw her with her whatever she had in her hand, and it was like, he sent her packing.
And that to me was one of the worst things, how they dismissed her and told her to get, as they would say, I thought was just unacceptable. They were riding a high on just, I would term it, boys talk. They were riding a high and being in a pack. But I would totally be like her. I would leave and I would just file that in the back of my head and be like, let's count the days down because this is not it. This is not it. And you're going to sit there and allow the other men to kind of shoo me away. I will be totally watching how you're moving. Totally watching it. But I'm glad she heard it. I'm glad he said it. So that it's like, why are you on this show then? If she's not your girl, if y'all ain't really a thing, why are you on this show?
That part. I think maybe what you was catching, Sean, is what a natural reaction is I'm coming in here maybe to get food, whatever the case, maybe even to come get you, to spend some time with you. I hear you talking crazy, so now I'm standing here, and then I might step back just to see how much craziness you gonna say. But it wasn't like she was actually trying to creep in or whatever on him because she was really in plain sight. He was just really not paying attention to that. She was standing right there listening to everything because he was so based off of impressing the guys that, I just got to tell y'all this story. I'm just out here doing my thing. I flirt with people and all this stuff or whatever. And he might just be that type of guy that I really don't care if she knows or not. He might be just that type of guy because it didn't seem like he did the way he dismissed her as well too. It's just like, hey, listen, we talking right now. Go on. It wasn't no, oh baby, let me go talk to you real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to impress the guys. It wasn't even none of that. It's just I'm about to finish saying what I'm saying, and I need you to go on about your business. So though she may look some type of way, generally, if you walk in and you hear somebody talking about you, your one instinct is not really going, let me leave the room. Hold up, let me see what's really happening right now. And that's what she did. She kind of just stood there and was just like, okay, let me see how much she gonna say. And she actually started making herself more seen. Like, are you really gonna continue right in front of me? I was like, oh, he real bold. I'm trying to figure out why you do a helicopter date and all this stuff. So you giving F-boy energy off rip. So you gonna do all the helicopter. I pay attention to you. I know you want to do this on your first date, something you never ever done. This, that, and the third. Production probably set y'all up to dress alike. Who knows? But then you turn around as I be in a club. We not together. We're not together. It's not even like, yeah, I find interest in her, but I'm still out here doing my thing. You're literally, we're not together. We're not in a relationship. I'm basically single. I can flirt with whoever I want to, and that's what I do. That was crazy to me. She better than I am. I'd be like, okay, take this mic up off of me. I'm out. I'm out. We're done. We met. That's good. Cool. I got my helicopter experience. Thank you. Appreciate you to you all. Pack this stuff up. I'm done.
Y'all know I'm petty. I put the picture in our IG group chat with me, you, and El Cid. She was creeping from the corner of that counter, looking in where the guys were sitting and playing
Hold up.
dominoes at
Go
that
get
back
it.
table, wrapped in her blanket of creepness.
Not the blanket of creepness.
Listen, I'm not. Everything else you're saying is correct because he was capping and capping, and doing the
She's
guy
not
talk. So
hiding. She's at the end of the counter, but she's not hiding.
it's
You
not
could turn
about
around and see
now.
her.
Okay, listen. Let's not do the Chaz semantics with me. All right. I'm just saying she was like kind of laying back in the corner where you couldn't necessarily see her until you look
Done
up.
with the receipts, yes, but this is production magic right here because this production gonna get the right angle, baby.
Listen, don't make me get my attorneys. You will not defame me. I won't be slandered like
Her face is ahead of the cupboards, Sean.
this.
It's ahead of the cupboards at this angle.
Lord.
Not
Listen,
Exhibit A.
I now this is how I'm listen, I'm not stuck to this narrative anyway because I am a known Jay and I always talk if anybody pays attention. I'm a voyeur. I want to watch, I want to hear, I want to see too. So I'm calling out the behavior because I would do the same thing. If my
Hmm.
woman was meeting and sitting with her friends, I just want to hear a little bit. I actually wish she was a little further back so she didn't get called out.
Oh, you see, that's when you know all of them aren't used to just they're used to just talking but not checking stuff out. They're used to just talking. Cause if we really talking about stuff, somebody's head is on a swivel. Somebody looking to see if any of the ladies are around. I'm sorry, it was just me.
Sean said, creep, creep, creep.
Now Jay put it on the screen. You see that? You see that? That listen, I will tell you because I know the behavior. It's been done to me and I've done it too. So,
Creep, creep, creep.
exactly. Just a little quick, quick in the corner. But she couldn't help
Talk too
herself because
much.
when you know what happens is you start here, you're like, I know he's effing lying. She started walking,
Exactly. But then
she
you
caught
sit
her.
back, you gotta tuck in the cut a little bit to see if he gonna continue. Like, I know.
Exactly. I think he threw her. She was like, wait a second. Oh shoot. Now I'm right in the middle of the damn kitchen.
Right. It's like I was just trying to get some water. Oh shit, they see me. Wait, back up.
And the lady's gonna cast for her. No, she was calling him to spend time. No, she was that. That's not a. I want
We
to
don't
spend
know
some
what she was
time.
doing. I don't know if she was getting water, what she was
Wanted
doing.
to hear
I
what
have
the
no
hell
clue.
he's carrying on about.
She all she knew is she heard her nigga talking. She said, "Hold up."
Well,
Yeah,
she's hip to him because she said his social media profile. He does a lot of thirst trapping and carrying on. So she's already hip to his
it
foolishness.
must be something in the name, huh, Sean?
You said it.
Shout out to
Don't
my
let
Chris
him be
Brown.
Nigerian. Uh-oh.
Oh
Watch
Lord.
out now.
But he said all you got to do is he does 3 or 4 great dates or great night outs and then disappears.
That was the craziest story ever. I said, say what now? Okay, sir. Just go away. Go away.
So should we just name him Casper because he disappears?
Tell Casper show up more than he do. 'Cause he a friendly ghost though. He is a friendly ghost. So there's that. I don't know. And we're gonna have to hold off calling Chris at all because I don't know. We don't know if we need him back anymore. Um our other least permit anything before we move on from them.
Mm-mm.
So our very first couple that we got to see was Brandon and Sienna. That's the one that had the cooking class first date. And he said that she was very stunning and he felt like this is what winning the lottery feels like. And she said that he was funny and intelligent. What's your thoughts on this couple?
I think it was a good date. I liked them. I did feel that, they kind of played off of each other. It was just enough, back and forth. She was receptive. He was receptive as well. And they had a good cooking class. He didn't, he made that joke he did about the way she was, pronouncing the food item. It could have gone left the way she was studying through it, but she was good natured and she enjoyed the joke. So I like them. I'm hopeful so far, but we know it could change.
Yeah, I don't think she likes him. This is the one that had she has like braids or those nice locks, faux locks
Yeah.
things. I don't think she likes him because she did too much explaining in the beginning when she was like, "Oh, I don't remember the words, but the way she was trying to explain like him and like her first impressions of him, I don't think she's really interested. And then I think he nailed it when not nailed it, but he put a nail in the coffin when he started correcting her. she was gracious about the correction. But that's something I've learned. You have to be really careful with that. Sometimes people will, if they're struggling with the word or they're not sure of it, and then they ask you how is it pronounced, then you can move forward. But if you just start making fun of them and you like what he did, I think if you don't know the person, you don't know their sense of humor, you don't know their sensitivities, that's a little early you know, to do that. And he has a porn stash. So he's got a lot of things going for himself.
Lord Jesus, Sean. I mean, I won't hold you on that. I don't know if she's totally sold to him, but I don't think she was bothered by the correction because she was stumbling for a while, and it was just a light way just to be like, let me help you out with this word, Noki. She was trying to say a Noki. I don't know how she got an A up in there, but well, I'm gonna let her have it. She was trying to say Noki. So hey, I we'll just keep an eye on them as for now. I don't see too much going. I'm with you. I'm not so sure she's totally sure. When you say funny and intelligent and not really, and I know here we're gonna fall into the men category, but when we don't really say on the looks or whatever of him being this, that, and the third, she might be one of those growing into attraction with him. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Weeds grow too, Jay. Weeds can grow too.
Child, a lot of things can grow, Sean. Okay, that's what life is about, growing. Some of
Some
y'all
things.
grows are not showers. Let's remember this.
Oh, Jay, you took it right out from my brain.
It's still gross. And
Exactly.
it's always there. It just needs to be seen. If it's never there, you can't grow from nothing.
You let these hood people tell you.
What?
they make no- they make something out of nothing. Let the hood people tell you.
Oh, now you quoting Will. You
You
quoting
know.
Will.
Hey, I'll tell you. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. God is good. Amen. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, listen, it's a good start when you say you got a person that's funny and intelligent. She may be a sapiosexual. So a lot of times with the sapiosexual, it's not about the look, so to speak. That can be worked on as far as Dominique has said, but even though he don't give me that, but there might be something there. My concern is that she is 43 and he is 35, and I don't know what the children's situation is actually looking like between the two. So that's really what my concern is at, because we already know that once women get of a certain age, we start getting into complications of pregnancies and all this. So if neither have children and they want, this is going to be an interesting dynamic. So that's where I was really more concerned about. Um, we spoke a little bit on Josh and Shay. They got to talking about they love yous on the Ferris wheel of it all. This is the 12-year a couple together. Um, he said he got some childhood traumas, and she basically he was saying he fears that she won't like him in person, and she was saying that the chemistry is still there. And yeah, I was like, okay. I hope it is, because this is not making no sense to me. But y'all carry on.
Well, listen, they got to kissing each other all in the mouth like they known each other. So,
It
you
wasn't
know,
given first time meeting, huh?
it seemed like they've been there. They've been there before. Because, I mean, as soon as she hugged him, she opened her mouth up and got to going. I think she was more ready for the kiss than he was. And
Agreed, Sean.
and then she was like, "Well, I was glad you didn't stick your tongue all down my throat." I'm like, "Okay, all right." Yeah, she's something else. That one. What's her name, Jay?
Shay.
Shay.
Shay. Yeah, she's something else. God bless her. I
Yeah,
think
because
they're the only ones that are gonna make it.
I wasn't agreeing with the fashion choice for a day at the theme park.
I don't think she knew that's where it was gonna be, but she was hoping a more intimate setting, I think. Like the bathroom.
I don't know what. Listen, wherever they were, it was gonna be easy access because all she had to do was just a good wind could come, a good breeze, and it's bottoms up, bottoms up.
Was
But
she
I
hoping for the
believe,
Ferris wheel?
hey,
Everybody below got a
we can
view.
have a real good ride on the Ferris wheel, boy.
Don't look up.
We
Don't
can
look
have a
up.
cup. Don't look up, look down. Get down. How about that? Get down, bend down, all the downs. But yeah, like Jay said, I said it earlier. I think some of them years he might have been behind some bars. I think so, because 12 years is quite some time. I think he might have been behind some bars, but or
Maybe
maybe not, because
earlier,
he
because
got
he
a
had
13. But
and
he
a
has a
12-year-old.
13-year-old and a 3-year-old, I think, right? Or 12 and 3, whatever.
A 13 and a 3-year-old. So I mean, it's given that he could have possibly sometime in between the two of those
Oh,
did a little something.
I guess they got an understanding until they got together, until they met in person. Maybe they were like, we are exclusively committed to meeting each other at some point. Maybe that was the agreement.
Again, Texas and Florida is not that far from each other, but okay.
I
All
thought it was
right.
If
Tennessee.
you on parole and you can't
Oh, it's
move,
Tennessee. It's Tennessee.
yeah,
Okay.
he's in Tennessee.
Still
Yeah,
not that far from each other, Florida and Tennessee.
if you on parole and you can't leave
It's
the
the truth.
state,
Yeah, but he also said he didn't want to leave because he got to be around his kids. So it's like, why can't I come to you then?
Right.
It's still not given why
because he
we.
just broke up with the baby mama. They probably just broke up.
It's screaming halfway house and you can't stay with me.
But I got enough time to make a baby in between. Okay. All
Well, that
right.
don't take no time.
Conjugal visit.
No time.
That don't take no time.
Clearly. Clearly, it didn't
Halfway
take
house,
much.
you're gone all day.
Yeah, you got to be out for certain hours. So
I'm glad they got to understand it, baby, because it's better her than me, baby. Because listen, I my one ex, and then we was off and on, and tried. This was in high school, child. That one right there, my first love, wouldn't had a baby on me, and child. When I found that, I was like, all right, it sounds like we're about done. Wait, and then this fool, because we still kind of talk now. We was off and on. I told y'all we was off and on, but we still kind of talk, right? So when I got pregnant with Akira, he gonna talk about that was supposed to be. I said, no, you ain't got your nerves. You really got your nerves. You don't go away from me, sir. You said you was gonna wait for me. Did you wait for me? What are we talking about? I gotta tell y'all that story. I'm gonna tell my members that story because that one right there was a whole fool. He used to do some stuff. That one was a fool. My first love was a whole fool. It was fun times though. That man kept me on my toes. I'll say that much. Woo! I don't know. I don't know. Before we get to our last couple, we have Aaron H. and Diamond, the PKs. They've been together for 5 years. Thanks to Elsia. Thank you for catching that. And in the last two, he kind of veered off, and he had let us know that he ain't got no problem with BBWs. That is his thing. And I was like, well, sir, we wasn't worried about it. Okay. Love who you love, sir. It did not matter to us. All right. But thank you for telling us. Thank you. And yeah, here go another long-term couple. But this is the one that keeps screaming they really exclusive to each other. This is the one that's really puzzling because they keep screaming they exclusive, but he was saying basically he just felt like it was never gonna happen, and somehow he ended up in a whole nother engagement. How you end up a whole nother engagement, but you these PKs, these PKs, these PKs.
Posting the ring on Facebook that he was going to propose to another woman with.
Yeah, I think he was just doing it just to be trying to get her attention or something, or he really had a whole nother women's.
I didn't catch where he was from, but I caught where she was from.
Where she was from.
Sanford, Florida. I used to live there.
Hmm.
Yeah. He playing with the wrong one. But she did have a good conversation with him saying, "Hey, I need to know exactly what happened." But I think a lot of that conversation was cut out. We didn't hear the back and forth cuz she did not look like there was no way he was coming back into the house for me to welcome him. And I'm sorry if those two gifts are all it takes. I'm sorry. She about to ride a roller coaster too with Aaron.
She reminds me of Vernisha a little bit, just ever so slightly. Maybe like an older version. Vernisha. How did they say how old she was? I know
Bit of
he's 51. Hmm?
a bit of her attitude.
44.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So she's just probably slightly older, but she actually reads a little, a little older than Vern too. But um, yeah, I don't know what to think about these two. They seem like very Detroitish to me.
Them mustard pants for sure.
All of them colors, them Steve Harvey suits he was wearing, they kind of wore me out. I hate to say it, but and then the thing that just was weird to me is they seem to already not be in a bad place, not be in a good place after that whole engagement debacle. And then the way he explained it, it's like he's a pimp. You know when they talk and they don't really explain nothing, but they say a lot of words, and it's like sounds like it makes sense, but it don't really make sense. But it's just designed to just make you think it makes sense, like what I just said.
A whole
Don't
lot
make
of
any
nothing.
sense. A whole lot of nothing. Just I was like, what is he talking about? I don't think these two are gonna make it either. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
don't.
powder.
No, Jay, I'm not saying she's Vernisha.
I
So
thought
I
y'all
don't.
said, yeah,
I
not
just said,
Bernice.
yeah.
You
No, I
said,
said just slightly. It's like in the like kind of like not even
I
like
thought you said you were saying Janelle. What's her name?
who
Janelle. What's
from
her name?
Dallas.
Yeah,
Yeah, Janelle. Don't matter.
yeah.
No, she reminds me a little of Vernisha with like the hairstyle.
Oh, child, I heard
Um,
Janelle.
hmm?
I heard Janelle in my head. I was like, "Yup."
Oh no,
The
it was
attitude,
Vernisha. But
the attitude
I'm
is giving
not
Janelle.
I'm not committed to. I definitely don't want to tussle. And if Vern sees this, I'm definitely not trying to offend her. I didn't say like, oh yeah, she looks like just like Venetia. No, she just slightly and a little bit, but we could throw it away.
Yeah, I, yeah, baby. I'm gonna give this show a try. I'm gonna give this show a go, just especially because of the ending. But I'm just like, I don't know. Like you said, Sean, she coming in with attitude. She's still not. She said she ain't even got the closure. So why are we still talking 2 years later? You need to move on, sir. It's given. I just rekindled with you, and we haven't spoken all this time for the last 2 years. We haven't spoke since you was supposed to be engaged. We have not spoke. That's what it's given. So I mean, I can see that, and we just like trying to rekindle this and see how we work from here. But I'm really having a hard time in this day and age. Maybe back in the 50s, maybe even the 70s, possibly the 80s, possibly the 80s. I'm not still not seeing how with all these means of travel. We ain't seen each other for the first time. I don't know. I ain't know whose schedule is this daggone busy that you ain't got a whole secret life going on. Why I ain't met you. And I've met people with secret lives that just met me at the hotel or some stuff and whatever, and then find out they got secret lives afterwards. That I mean, I don't even know how them people made time. How them people make time, but y'all can't make time. That's what's getting me. Okay, that is what's getting me. I mean, listen, Phil, in some of these people's era, Spirit was the. I mean, that's not even Spirit, but Southwest was having all the deals, and you could have been flying everywhere. So I'm just confused on you got train, planes, and automobiles. I don't know how we could not see each other some type of way. I'd have met you at a spring break or something. Something. I met the people in college some type of way.
But Jay, you forgetting this ain't the spring break generation. This man is 51, and this lady is in her, her early
I
40s.
mean, I mean,
So,
them two is a little older, and I get them, but I'm talking about the one that like kind of been together for 12 years.
well, we done explained some of the reasons why he ain't seen her in 12 years. So, and look, if she's okay with it, we got to be okay with it because she mouth kissed him like it was all good in the hood. So,
Right.
I think
And the
she's
3 years
fine
he
with the
lived in the
12
same
years.
city, the
And
3 years
she
he
know
lived in the same. Come on now.
and she know he has a 3-year old. So she's like, baby, you do you, I'll do me. And then when we get together, let's do we.
Yeah, I get full child. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
let's
But
do
when we
we.
get together, Sean, and when we get together, child, you not with that baby 24/7. Stop it, sir.
Listen, the one thing I don't do is if people have an agreement, people be having their arrangements behind the scenes. So she seems fine. She's not complaining about it.
At all.
So and it seems like there's a lot of stuff that's been going on in that 12 years. So he hasn't stopped life. I'm gonna assume that she hasn't stopped hers either. Now, this other couple, I don't know what they got going on, you know.
What, our last couple or the older couple?
Yeah, I'm gonna call them. What's that movie with Taraji P Henson and Terrence
Acrimonious?
Howard? Hmm.
Oh no.
No,
The music movie. Oh man, why is
Empire,
it?
the TV show, The Empire.
No, no, no. It's a movie.
With Tarazi and
You
Terrence
Terrence.
know it's hot out here
here
for
for a pimp.
Oh,
Yes, that's what's the name of the
hustle and
movie?
flow, hustle
Hustle
and
and
flow.
Flow. That's what I'm gonna call them for the entirety of this season. They are Hustle and Flow to me. When I see those two, I think Hustle and Flow. I'm sorry.
We gonna see. We gonna see. He done pimped his way back into her life, so there's that.
'cause it's hot out here for a pimp.
He working that hand, baby. He like, just believe in me, girl. Just believe in me. Still love you. I loved you, girl. I don't know, child. Y'all better than me. But our explosive couple that might not be a couple after tonight. I have no clue where we're going after tonight. But Dominic and Alexis, child. She told us they got they. She said he got an attitude, and she also was at the table talking about don't be flirting with the other ladies in the house. So she set the tone. But brother, she had a conversation with one, and she was just getting to know him. And the other, if you want to calling him in his hoochie daddy shorts, who's your daddy shorts, flirting. I get that she's just like overly. I'm not gonna say it's not friendly, but what is those people that just like very not eccentric, but extroverted. She gives me very extroverted. Like she's just one of those people that I need to know how you are, how you doing, whatever, whatever, before you comment to watching, commit to watching the show. Was the episode? Listen, Queenie, I wasn't sure, but I think you will have a lot to talk about by the end of the episode. So just for yourself, watch the episode and then make your judgment from there. But we talking about the end right now because it got real explosive at the end, okay? Because Dominic was ready to punch walls, and then on top of it, so was Alexis, okay? Because hands got to flying everywhere, and I was like, what is happening right now? Yeah. We made our way. We've made our way. We found our way there.
Yeah, what's that song? I know Elson and Jay is probably going to do it, and I just forgive me. But what is it? I think it's Juvenile. It's one of them. Give me a project chick.
Yes,
Give
yes,
me a hood rat chick.
That
yes,
takes that.
Yeah, that's her. I'm sorry.
yes.
That is her. That
And
is
that's
her.
him too. That's him too.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
This
definitely is.
is this is your empire love for real. This is a Ray J and Princess love. Oh, this is a Stevie J and and
And
Jocelyn
Mimi,
love.
hmm
Oh, we just
this
met
is
each other.
this
And
is manhandle.
why are we putting hands on each other in this type of manner? We just met each other. She got mad because he didn't pull her aside and say it in private, which I understand that. Like, yeah, just pull me aside. Don't try to embarrass me in front of other people. Please don't. But from there, and I don't know if I was mistaken because I was doing a couple of things at this time when this started going on. I don't know if he put hands on her first, but when I looked down, I seen her hands flying into his chest.
So
Yeah,
the
it was
way
him.
it looked, and that's why I forgot which gentleman it was. He said they were talking, laughing, and kind of play tussling with each other. He didn't know if it was anger or they just playing with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So people who were present were confused. So how I saw it was at first he was hugging her close to kind of like he was bear hugging her. And for some people that'll calm them down and some people restricting them will wire them up. But he was bear hugging her first. I was like, "Girl, I saw you do that." Da, 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 da. And then she was trying to get out of the bear hug and he, the next frame we saw, he's holding her back and he's holding her by, it looked like by her chest or throat. That's what it looked like. And then when he pushed her and she pushed off of him, and it was like, it went wild
Okay.
from there.
Yeah, because I kind of looked away, and when I looked up and I was watching it on live, so I couldn't rewind it. Oh, I hated watching on live. I need them to put it on the actual thing. But
This is why I don't play fight. I don't. I don't like it. I don't encourage it. We not doing it.
I have a thing about the bear hug part too, especially when you feel like you're scolding me in that moment, because it's not gonna seem like we're playing. It's not gonna seem like it's stuff. It seems directly what you said. You're restricting, not me pushing around, but you trying to parent me in that moment. And I will have a real problem with that. And I also listen. I'm not mad at her having to defend herself or whatever because you push me, we probably gonna go there. But y'all know how I feel about going toe to toe with a man. This is a man you don't know either, and clearly he don't have those boundaries. So I would want to say like, sis, just walk away. But I also understand not letting the person put your hands because when I look back, it was like her coming at him a couple of times too. So I'm not going to put it all on her because the chat has told me that he pushed her to start, which I really have a problem. Like, sir, go control yourself. Because that's the whole problem right there. Like, ain't no way that you should be putting your hands on her because you are feeling some type of way. That's really what it comes down to. You feeling some type of way. That's wild to me. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I just rewatched the whole thing. And I mean, I always thought he was dead wrong from just being physical with her from the beginning. But in the beginning, like everybody was saying, even the guy, it started off playful, but he had her like yoked up. But she was kind of like smiling and kind of going along with it. But I think that was a boundary already crossed because
Mm-hmm.
if you're having a conversation with somebody about something that they did that you don't like, there should be no physicality involved because that just escalates the situation. And for him to be holding her the way he was holding her, and he was actually constraining her, but she was, just going along with it. Now Sometimes, just like we talk about SA, sometimes people go along with it because, they don't want to make it more awkward. So I think that was inappropriate from that point on. But
Mm-hmm.
then what happened is she was like then started to get heated and disagree with him more versus being playful about the conversation about her making the comment about him being in hoochie daddy shorts. Then he like pushed her off of him. When she sprung back, she was like, "You're gonna push me? You're gonna push me?" And then he got in her face and he like, you know how Ashley on Love and Marriage
Mm-hmm.
Hempstead, Love and Marriage Hempstead. Love and Marriage DC um did that move.
Yeah.
He actually did that. He like flexed in her face. That's where it just went left. So when he flexed in her face, they kind
Yes.
of had a back and forth exchange.
That's when her
And
reaction I caught. Okay.
yeah, and then like she pushed her hands, like she put her hands up to push him back, because then he like jacked his head almost. He was close enough to actually headbutt her if he wanted to. He didn't, and then she like pushed him, and then he like yoked her up and like restrained her, and she started windmilling. And then I don't know, I can't tell exactly how much he did, but it looked like he popped her, you know. Wasn't like a full pop, but it was enough to like, yeah. That was wild. I almost wish they wouldn't have shown that, because that whole thing it just was a horrible, horrible scene.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna try not to be triggered right now because I've been going through a lot right now. Watching that damn Civil War movie, I blame the people. But listen, Ma, you had to defend yourself. But I hope this is. I'm just gonna say this. I hope that from this point on, that these two are removed from the show. That she has removed herself from this man's life, and she stayed removed from his life. On the flip side, I need you, sir, to go get you some anger management, a bunch of therapy or whatever it is that you got going on, because ain't no way that you get yourself this riled up, because I'm not going to sit here and let you say that this lady riled you up in any kind of way. You got yourself riled up being too jealous. This is why I don't really care for people being this jealous and possessive in a relationship in the first place, because you don't really have no control over nobody. I don't even care if it's your child anymore once they get grown. You don't have that control. You have to relinquish that right and let people do what they going to do, and you just move accordingly. That means move around and move on with your own life, because if she don't respect you in the way that you need, that's not your lady in the first place. So you need to just go ahead about your business. Keep your hands to yourself like you learned in grade school. Check yourself or whatever whenever you feel yourself getting too much riled up about whatever's going on, and get to a space of clarity in your healing, where you can actually have a conversation and think rationally if somebody is actually flirting in your face or actually just having conversation with people. That man need a lot of help, and I hope that these producers or whatever encourage him by possibly setting up his first appointment to go get him some help, because that's wild. That's really wild.
And I'm not sure why they didn't put up a disclaimer. Why are they not putting these disclosures on the screen for violence, abuse, physical acts? Because that whole scene, it is super problematic. There's no, he should never have put his hands on her, and he was all worked up over something light that, to her point, he should have just pulled her to the side. I really think, me watching it didn't. I mean, could she have just let it go after the first hoochie daddy short? Yes. It began to get annoying, but it didn't come off to me like she was flirting with him. It seemed more like she was making fun of him to me. But if that was somebody I was dating or whatever, might I say, hey, listen, you're overdoing it with the hoochie daddy shorts. I get it the first time, but like it didn't come off like she was like she was enjoying it, you know, or like she was being flirtatious. It was more like she was kind of poking fun at him, having a little jokes. You know, Elle said how we are in, you know, how, well, that's when we can use New York City, right? Us the people from New York City, you know, we'll cut jokes, we'll poke fun, you know. That's what I saw from her.
I think it was a buildup because she was also talking to Dangly Earring Aaron and had him rap for her. She was sitting right next to him, and he's like, "Dang!" I walk in and I go upstairs, change the shirt, and I walk in, and this guy's like serenading my girl. I think his assumptions are what gets him in trouble. I think the hoochie daddy thing was a little bit much. At least for me, it was a bit much because she kept on saying, "You wore this kind of shorts this morning. You wore this kind of shorts this afternoon." It's like, dang, why are you watching a man's shorts all day? But still, it doesn't warrant you acting a fool and putting your hands on this young lady. A young lady you've been talking to and you are in a relationship with. It still does not equate to you manhandling her. But it seemed like a build-up for him. But then he was talking to Aaron's young lady, Joanna, the one you said is naturally pretty, Sean. He was talking to her and talking about where they're from in Chicago and stuff, and they high-fived each other. And she didn't even touch any of them. Alexis didn't touch any of the men that he's saying she's talking and flirting with. So I mean, come on, it's also the hypocrisy of it all.
That's what I'm saying. Even the first interaction is you came down and it's like, what's going on here? Oh, I just found out he rapped. He rapped for me. She literally told him.
Yeah.
She literally told him what was happening or whatever and stuff like that. And it's like I'm in the house with his interests or whatever. I'm what type of what type of lady you think I am? That's really what it started. That's where I started getting pissed. That's where our argument would have been like, my guy, what kind of lady do you think I am that I'm just gonna sit up in front of you after not meeting you and I'm gonna start flirting with some other men's in front of you? Like, I've been talking to you, wrapped up into you all this time, and now you just gonna sit here and act like I'm just some hoe off the street. I would have really been pissed right there off of that assumption right there. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of handled it a lot better than I would have in that moment because I would have been like, you just think I'm some random hoe off the street. So please go on about your business then. But
And
to
that,
sit here and have me in a headlock while you're telling me stuff, that's my first. You're already crossed my boundary because I don't know you. If this is our first interaction with each other, we just met today, and you literally had me in a headlock. Yes, I'm going to laugh at first, but when I start feeling your grip a little bit tighter on me, I'm like, wait, hold up, let me loose. What are we doing? Why do you even have me hemmed up like this? Like, I don't know. I be having a problem with playing certain ways too. And we just not gonna play certain ways in the first place. We're not gonna set that tone that you think is okay.
I'm with you. And from what I've heard from, unfortunately, women that were abused, also this narrative of you're flirting with somebody else, it escalates to other things. And then, you know, there's women that have to feel like they are always on guard about their behavior and how they interact with other guys because he's going to flip out. And it should be an easy conversation to say, hey, listen, I like this, you know, I saw you saying X, I just would prefer you not do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Take her to the side and just have a conversation. You guys are getting to know each other. You're getting to know her. She's getting to know you. You just say, "Hey, listen, I'm just not. I don't necessarily like that," and that's it. And let's move on. But we don't have to have a public display. If he's that comfortable doing that in full view of other people, then what do you do when nobody's looking? So I don't. And I just was always taught you don't you don't do that play fighting stuff with women, especially. I don't like to play fight with anybody. I don't, and not as an adult. I don't play fight with me because I get very upset when somebody, if I get restrained, I'm gonna get angry, and then I'm gonna just like black out, and then I'm gonna want to hurt you. So I don't like to be restrained. I don't like anybody to play. Let's not play physical with each other. You know, because that stuff just, to me, it just doesn't go, it doesn't end well.
I don't know. It's just that controlling behavior, that insecurity that you feel like you need to control me, possess me. I don't play too well with that either. Like, that's why I kind of knew it was gonna be a problem. Oh, we clingy, she clingy, I'm clingy. This gonna work? Like, no, it's not gonna work because this is what happens. This what happens when one of us think we doing too much, the other one's doing too much. This is exactly what happens, and it's not a good look. So I don't. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know how y'all. I just walk away. Just leave people alone. That's what I'm saying. It's just like just leave people alone before you find yourself in these situations. I don't feel like I've ever liked somebody that much where I'm gonna sit here and gotta check you and your behavior every 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you once, you start doing the disrespectful thing. I feel like it's disrespectful again. I see you. You don't want me. You don't respect me. You don't like me. That's cool. Let me move on. Let me move on. And before you decide that you want to put your hands on me and all this stuff, please move on because it's not going to end well for either one of us. So let's just go on because I'm not going to hold you. I would probably be a lot like her in this situation. Like you just did you really just put your hands on me? So I can't even totally be mad at her. Y'all know how I feel about women at bucking up at men or whatever unwarranted, but I can't be mad at her because it's self defense in her eyes at this point. So
Just as a warning, next week the fight escalates before it's over.
yeah, and I agree with you, Sean, because a lot of times we've seen these shows give us the trigger warning before they air that part. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nice that they go ahead. Good night to go to Africa. If they give that warning to people because some of the viewers are, and I'm sorry if I triggered any of y'all tonight or whatever by speaking on this, but some of the viewers have been through some things, and just watching this, it's alarming. It's quite alarming for it to escalate. And I mean, even at the end of the episode, they could have gave a, if you know somebody that's been through something, whatever, please, call this number, contact this number. Here's your way out. Like, help yourself out because this was wild.
Yeah, or say like, please note we will be addressing this in the next episode, right? You know, all of that. Like it's just like you're just left hanging. You watch something like that, and it's almost like we should just be conditioned to see our people of color fighting like this. It's
Mm-hmm.
I really hated seeing it. I hated it from the moment I saw him have her in that bear hug. I was like, oh man, come on now.
Agreed, Sean. Agreed.
Like, why? She don't need to be in a bear. She's not. She don't need to be restrained for you to tell her your opinion. She doesn't need to feel your strength and power of physical force for you to explain yourself. And it all comes from insecurity because you feel like you have to use your physical presence to prove your point. No, use your brain, use your intellect, use your words, and not your body and your hands to express how you feel. So it just really, really bothered me to see him acting like that. It's like if that was your mother, that was your sister, that was your friend, your daughter, would you want them to be handled in that way?
Right.
It's like that to me is just wild. It was totally, uncalled for from the start. And then you should also have control and be in the presence of mind to realize now you pushed her and then you're going to keep going. That means you have no self-control. That means you're dangerous. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
still couldn't catch yourself after you went too far, now you had her held up, you pushed her off of you, she came back at you, you had her charged. So you should now be removing yourself from the situation.
Yeah.
He should be like, I'm out. I just went too far. Let me go run and close myself up in a room. Not continue to engage, not continue to, and then he's probably gonna cop pleas like I was defending myself. No, you weren't, because you started this and you started it with someone who is a woman and who's less stronger than you.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
then next week we see someone got to remind her why she shouldn't be with him, which is very telling.
Which is very sad because that means you grew up in this type of environment and you think this is love. This y'all are only 10 months. Is it this my 10-month couple? You're only 6 months in.
Yep.
6 months in and we doing this already? That ain't love, baby. That ain't love. I don't care how far in you actually are in. That ain't love. Having to resort to physical violence is not love. Stop watching Snap, stop watching First 48, stop watching these shows or whatever that you feel like, oh, she just loved that person so much that they had to go through that. No, that is not love. That's ego and pride and insecurities that's telling you this is right. There is nothing right about that. And ain't no way I'm just 6 months in my first time meeting you. Yeah, I'm like, oh, girl, off of what's love got to do? You only got to hit me but once. I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna say this, and I hope nobody that has been through DV gets offended when I say this because I've grown up in abusive situations. I hope you don't get offended when I say this, and it's gonna sound a little insensitive. I'm not gonna hold you. It might sound a little insensitive to some people, but when you are gotten used to just being abused by people that's supposed to love you, enough is enough one day. You just got to say enough is enough and just let it stop. Love yourself more than somebody else hitting on you because that is not love. I don't care if you grew up in it. I don't care if you just love this person so much this in this day and age and you feel like you'll never find somebody close to it. Let that go. Let all of that thought go and love on yourself because ain't nothing more than loving yourself anyway. And if you find yourself in this situation and they put their hands on you inappropriately once, it only gets easier. So don't sit in that. Don't sit in it. Don't just find your way out of it. And if you are a person that is stuck in it and you can't find your way out, I will research some stuff to figure out how to get you up out of it, find some numbers or whatever the case may be to help you get your way up out of it, sis. Because just email me or whatever you have to do. I'll find your way out of it because it's not healthy. It's not for you. And it's only going to get worse. I can promise you that. I can promise you. It only gets worse.
And as IVA said in the chat, which is very astute, that he was kind of just manhandling her at the yoga date as well.
Yeah. It makes sense to how he kept pushing her down the way he was.
So it also means just we sometimes need to pay attention even in the jovial and fun side of how people behave. We need to just have our antennas up and just pay attention that this can be how they behave too when they're not so happy and they're not so into you.
Mm-hmm. It's like he's mad. He's taking it out on you.
And then he could be that he feels restricted because she's like, don't be flirting. And now he feels like she's flirting. And it's like, no. And in this setting, no one should be restricted. You should just observe how the person behaves. Just observe it. You've never met before. But yeah, I do agree with you guys. I was kind of irresponsible of the network to show this, and that's why I wanted to warn folks that it's going to escalate next week before it goes any further.
Whew, child, I'm sorry that we had to end up on a sour note or whatever. But I hope you all do take away the fact that just free yourself from other people's shackles. Love on yourself to a point that you understand that there's some people out there that's really hurt and those are not the people that's supposed to be around you. This is not love. Abuse of this any kind like this. We know we like to talk about physical, I mean mental abuse and emotional abuse and all that, but any type of abuse, especially physical, because that one's easier to spot, that one's a lot easier to spot. Just check out, especially when it starts off so quickly in a relationship. Be mindful of people that say, oh, I'm just a jealous person, I'm very possessive, or these type of things. Be mindful of those type of people, because they actually forewarning you of what energy they might bring down the line. I'm going to say it, controlling people. Those people that want to dictate all your movements and how you dress, how you behave, how you should be in front of them and all that stuff like that. Double standards type people, some to a degree, because they like to push them buttons to see if you get out of bounds or whatever and act certain ways or whatnot. And really deep dive into people's childhoods. Because a lot of times that would tell you what you're about to be up against a lot of times. If they haven't had their healing process or whatnot, and they haven't really gone through making amends with some of the things that they've gone through as a child or seen or whatever, it's going to kind of dictate what type of adult they currently are. Just pray for that discernment. I'm going to say it again. Pray for more love for yourself, because you can never run short on that. Just love on yourself before you start getting out in this world, loving on these other people and letting them take your joy out your life. Because this right here, I'm really tired. I don't know. I'm gonna give this next episode. Woo, I'm tired, baby. I'm tired. I'm gonna give this next episode a whole other thing. But this type of show gonna make me lose faith in people a whole lot, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying to say, y'all, I shouldn't have watched Civil War. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have watched that movie. It was a good movie, but I shouldn't have watched it.
It has you trigger.
Oh, I am so triggered right now. I'm so triggered. Oh my God. Humanity. It's just, this is heartening. This is it's breaking my heart right now. And yeah.
I missed that show. Why can't we get that realistic show back?
What's that show?
That's where the show came from. Remember, it had the pretty girl from Atlanta, Pretty Woman, Kiana.
I know. What was
Kiana,
the name of it? I forgot.
was it? Listen, I'll
That's
make
not
up
the
a
Bill
name.
Collective. I thought that was a Bill Collective.
Real estate divas. I don't know.
Oh, the real estate ones. I thought it was Bill Collective. The trigger came from, child. I can't remember.
No, it was the real estate lady, because it was the woman who was an attorney. She was a real estate attorney, and she was tussling with the
I
other real
remember.
estate lady.
Yeah, that was a good show.
I remember it. I remember it, John. I can't remember the name, but I
Yeah, I
remember
can't
it.
remember what
No,
it
but I
was.
remember the one lady that was. She was so pretty. Oh man, her name was Kiana. Kiana
Mhm.
Watson.
But yeah. Um. Any last thoughts, Sean, before I have Elsie give us our final call?
Um, I would say, listen, this show is something else. I'm gonna watch episode 2 and try to give it a chance, but whew, it's heavy, And I think, also, use your words in relationship. Use your words and not your hands. You know.
Elsie, go ahead and give us our final call real quick. Thank you.
Well, what I'm going to say to close this out a little bit is what I noticed with everyone is just be comfortable, one, with yourself and know yourself. If you're comfortable, as we saw in the date, or if you're comfortable and you are in your square, as they say, then you would notice things, you would see things, and you would have better discernment. just, figure out what's comfortable for you, and then try to make sure you figure out what's comfortable for the other person so that you aren't breaking boundaries and creating scenes and issues and triggering each other as they did in the show. But I am hopeful for the show. I am going to say that just be kind to each other this week. Just be kind.
Thank you all for bearing with us through this episode, child. We're gonna give episode or two a run, and we'll be back here next Friday right after the episode to say what it is. Depending on episode 2, we'll figure it out if we're gonna go for it or not on this show. But otherwise, if we don't go for it, me and Elle said we'll get together and see if we just be here to give us a little quick kiki, a little quick cap on Friday night, quick cap or whatnot. Child, we'll get some topics or something because I just need this couple to be off the show. If this couple be off the show, then we might be able to move forward. So we'll see next week how we're gonna go about this. Until then, y'all have a great Friday night. Be safe, love on each other, and most of all, love on yourselves. If you're watching this on a replay, please go ahead, leave a like, share, and subscribe. And a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about this episode. If you want us to continue to review it, even though despite episode 1 was crazy as heck, okay? I don't know. You just let us know. Yeah. Just love on everybody. Be kind to everybody. Y'all have a great night. Love y'all. Goodbye. And child, the foolishness continues. I don't know what to do with this best. This is crazy.
T-shirt, you done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are